everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the general principles of access cavity preparation. So what is access cavity preparation? It is the efficient uncovering of the roof of pulp chamber and providing the direct access to the apical foramina by the way of pulp canals. We know that caries removal is the first step in access cavity preparation. This is important because dental caries is a primary cause of endodontic pathology. So complete removal of caries tooth structure is mandatory. For posterior teeth, the occlusal reduction is a prerequisite to access preparation. There are several advantages for this. Firstly, it reduces post-operative tenderness and facilitates periapical healing. Second, it helps to attain a stable reference point. Further, it reduces working length and improves access and visibility. There are three main objectives for endodontic access cavity preparation. First is a straight line access, then comes the conservation of tooth structure, and finally unroofing of pulp chamber and exposure of pulp horns. An ideal endodontic access cavity should permit the removal of all the pulp chamber contents and should permit direct vision of the floor of pulp chamber and orifices. This facilitates the efficient instrumentation and provides direct access to the apical 1/3 of the canal. As I've mentioned before, the term straight line access is an important feature of an ideal endodontic access cavity. But this is an internal feature of the access cavity. Now before we start with the endodontic access, what is more important than the straight line access is the long axis of the tooth. Many a times when we follow the anatomy of clinical crown to prepare a straight line axis, mishaps do occur. This is because the clinical crown we see in the oral cavity may be tilted with respect to root, or the tooth might have been migrated and there can be prosthetic crowns that do not follow the anatomy of the root. Now as you can see in this animation, the crown is tilted. And when you're trying to prepare an access cavity in this situation, there are chances for perforation. Our primary goal is to obtain access to the pulp chamber and canal orifices. For this, we need to know the long axis of the tooth. It is a good practice to palpate the roots simultaneously while preparing the access cavity, especially in the anterior teeth. After proper anesthesia and isolation, we start with the access cavity preparation. An ideal access cavity eliminates the need for a mirror and searching for the orifice every time you try to enter the canal with an instrument. This feature is the outline form. As you can see in this picture, the access cavity should not be either too large nor too small. The location of canal orifices dictates the shape of the axis. The roof of the pulp chamber should be completely removed in order to obtain adequate convenience form. To check this, we can use a number 17 probe to confirm complete removal of the pulp chamber roof. Using a round burr and working from inside out, we can accomplish this. A final check should be done for removal of defective restorations and remaining caries dentin. That's all about the general principles of access cavity preparation. In the upcoming videos, we'll be discussing about the access cavity on individual teeth.